and welcome to Day 8 of the Healing from CPTSD course. So I know what we've covered so far may seem to be a lot to take in and assimilate, and that's perfectly okay. CPTSD is called complex PTSD for a reason. It's a complex issue and so will require a little extra time and work to overcome. The purpose of this course is to look at all the areas of developmental arrest that make up CPTSD, being a vicious inner critic, emotional flashbacks, toxic shame, social anxiety, and self-abandonment, and make the process of addressing them, healing them, and overcoming them much simpler and easier to do. And that is primarily what we will be covering in tomorrow's module and showing you in full over the next 5 modules. The techniques I have designed take into account all the aspects of CPTSD that we struggle with and addresses them all in one shot. Now don't worry, you won't have to be meditating for an hour or more on a daily basis or anything like that. This method is designed to be simple, painless, and take a very small amount of time to do so you don't feel overwhelmed and yet are still making progress. You will be shown how to address the inner critic, your emotional flashbacks, your toxic shame, social anxiety, and self-abandonment all in one practice. Furthermore, you will be able to take your practice with you throughout the day to fall back on should anything pop up to trigger you or cause you any inner discomfort throughout your daily activities. Not only will I be showing you how to soothe yourself with loving inner dialogue on a regular basis, but I will also be giving you a simple technique for being able to powerfully soothe and even dissolve your inner stress, worry, and anxiety on the spot, no matter where you are or what you're doing. I call this method the emotional dissolution technique. I created this technique from my years of experience with various emotional health, personal development, and spiritual growth courses. To put it simply, the emotional dissolution technique is a way of using your thoughts, your emotions, and your breath to learn how to get rid of or dissolve any uncomfortable emotions you have, no matter how severe. This technique will allow you to do this on the spot or relatively quickly as you practice it and get the hang of it. This is the first part of the healing process that we will be learning in tomorrow's module. Furthermore, this technique actually has 2 components. There's what I call the emotional dissolution technique short form, as well as the emotional dissolution technique long form. The short form version is actually a part of your daily practice, as well as a big part of what you'll be able to carry with you throughout the day. The long form is designed to process or dissolve your emotional pain and trauma, as well as to grieve in a much deeper way. This technique is actually a simple yet powerful process of writing certain things out on paper and then using the short form of the emotional dissolution technique at the end to completely clear or dissolve any emotional pain or energy surrounding that particular issue. The long form of the emotional dissolution technique is designed for you to do on your own whenever you feel you need to go deeper on a particular issue that's bothering you or that comes up for you. The emotional dissolution technique short form is what will be covered in tomorrow's module, and the emotional dissolution technique long form is what will be covered in part 2 of this 5-part process. The third part of this process will be shown to you after the emotional dissolution technique long form, where you will be learning assertiveness and effective communication techniques. The 4th part of this 5-part process will be a goal-setting workshop, and the 5th and final module will be the healing from CPTSD process itself that will become a daily practice for you to bring it all together. So with that, we will end today's module. Now, because we will be learning a technique for healing from CPTSD and taking your life back in tomorrow's module, as well as over the next number of modules, there won't be an actual exercise for today. However, in the next few modules, you will want to make sure that you have your notebook with you, as well as some 3x5 note cards, as we will be creating some note cards for you that will help in your healing process. So make sure you've got your notebook and some note cards ready for tomorrow, and I will see you in the next module.